This is the Georgia, a Tier 7 Premium Battleship. Yes, the Georgia is on my mind as I just completed the campaign. Let's take a look at the setup of the ship and the commander, who is William Sims. His base trait is built to last, gains a HP bonus per ship tier. As for inspirations, I have Andrew Cunningham as the first inspiration for concentrated devastation. It increases the shell grouping of your battleship's main guns. The second inspiration is Robert Joujard. For borer, it increases your battleship's AP shell penetration. The first skill is Flammable Cannoneer. Increases the main battery range and shell grouping for your battleship, but it does increase the chance of catching fire. The second skill is Gyrating Drill Bits. Increases the main battery traverse speed and AP shell damage, but it's at the cost of decreased maximum speed. The third skill is Marksmanship. It increases the main battery shell grouping, but it reduces the rudder shift speed. The fourth skill is Reaching Out XXL. It increases the maximum range of the main battery. So here you can see this build is primarily set up to help out the accuracy of the main guns. As for the legendary skill, I have Sims ranked to 14.2. The .2 is the legendary rank, and I've selected Will to Rebuild. It increases the HP regeneration rate when the repair party is active. Okay, let's take a look at the upgrades for the ship. First upgrade is Main Battery Mod 2. The main battery traverse speed is quickened by 15%, while the main battery reload time slows down by 5%. The second upgrade is Steering Gears Mod 2. Rudder shift time is reduced by 20%. Third upgrade is Target Acquisition System Mod 1. Spotting range and torpedo detectability range is increased by 20%, and the RGA of ships, which is the guaranteed acquisition, is increased by 50%. The fourth upgrade is Main Battery Mod 3. Main battery reload time is reduced by 12%, but the traverse speed slows down by 13%. As for the loadout, you can see your normal high explosive shells and armor piercing shells. As for consumable, you have a damage control party, the repair party, 3 consumables. For the third consumable, I've selected the catapult fighter in case I'm in a battle with aircraft carriers. I didn't select the spotter because it's basically it's only good for 1 salvo. And the secondary targeting I didn't select because the secondary range is so short. I'm not really going to look to have the secondaries help me out in a standard battle much anyway, so I'm going to go with the catapult fighter for now. And here, the fourth consumable, look at this, engine boost. This is just like the Champagne. It increases the maximum speed by 8%. The duration is 1.5 minutes. Reload time is 1.5 minutes, and you have 2 of these. So this can really help the ship out, especially to avoid torpedoes or evade incoming shells. So this is kind of interesting. This will be cool to play around with. I'm not running any boosters. For the camouflage, the ship comes with a Type 9 Premium Permanent Camouflage, which gives a sea detectability range of -4.5% and an incoming fire dispersion of +4.5%. Let's look at the stats. Survivability is 65,240. Armor is 6 to 540 millimeters. Torpedo damage reduction is 26%. Artillery firing range is 18.9 kilometers, which is pretty good. Reload time is 24 seconds, which is really good. The traverse speed, the 180-degree turn rate, is 32.7 seconds, which is pretty good. Some battleships are as slow as 60 seconds, so this is pretty good. HE shell damage is 6450 with a fire setting chance of 43%. AP shell damage is 17,325, which is awesome. But you can see here for the secondary battery, the range is only 5 kilometers, reload time is 6 seconds. The firing range is so short, I'm not really going to look into the secondaries to help me out in a standard battle. Here are your AA defensive numbers. You can see there are quite a few AA guns on the ship. Maneuverability, maximum speed is 29.7 knots, which is not bad. Rudder shift time is 14 seconds, which is pretty good. Concealment is 14.8 kilometers by sea and 12.4 kilometers by air. So let's take a look at the Citadel. You can see there's a lot of yellow around the hull. That is pretty good. That's kind of standard on Tier 7 battleships. You can see the upper part of the ship, the towers, have the smaller armor, the thinner armor. So let's take a look at the Citadel. Okay, you can see the Citadel does sit at or below the waterline, but you can see the top of the Citadel is pretty lightly armored. So this means, I think, that you could be vulnerable from high arcing shots from far away. So you want to be mindful of that. You could be pretty darn vulnerable here. This is very thin armor on the top of the Citadel. As for the overview, the ship is fast with an above average maximum movement speed. It has big guns. The ship is armed with high caliber main battery guns. It does have above average main battery reload speed, and the Georgia is a high speed battleship project which preceded the Iowa class ships. The main battery comprised of 457mm guns placed in twin turrets, which were developed alongside the project of the ship herself in 1938. The year of design was 1938, and it does not look like there were any ships in the series. So that's it for the setup of the Georgia and its commander. Let's go out in a standard battle and see if we can get some highlights. Okay, so here we are in Hotspot. We're in standard. I'm going to take a look at the map, see what the teams look like. The red team has a couple Massachusetts, and Iowa, Yamato, Lexington, Vanguard, Alaska, Mogami, and a Fletcher. Right, so I do know that you have to be careful in the Georgia, otherwise you will get taken out kind of quickly. It's kind of like the Champagne, actually. The speed boost does give it some pretty good speed performance. You do have great movement, but it does feel a lot like the Champagne, where it will not sustain a lot of damage. I was hoping this would be like the Massachusetts, but it sort of isn't. And I think you just have to learn the ship and figure out how to play it. I've had some troubles playing it the first couple matches. This match I do a little bit better. I end up taking out a Yamato. Here you can see some Massachusetts popped up on the screen as soon as I backed up. But here you see I'm aiming mid hull, and I take a shot at that Massachusetts with both of my front guns, and you can see there's 3 rounds. It's really going toward the middle of the ship, and it looked like one hit got 23,000 damage. It was probably 2 rounds that got 23,000 damage, since 1 round can do a maximum of over 17,000. So between those 3 rounds, that was 24,000 damage, which is awesome. And while I was backing up, when I didn't see anybody, any of the red team on the map, now that I see where they are, I am going to start going forward, and I am going to follow this Georgia over here to my right. And between the 2 of us, hopefully we can divide up the incoming fire. So one of us are not targeted exclusively. It's kind of like herd mentality, I guess, where you know, you go in a group of ships, chances are you're not going to be the one targeted. But that was a good shot at the Massachusetts, I thought. And I did not lead him anywhere near enough, and that was a really bad shot. So whatever you do, don't do that. This is the Mogami or the Fletcher spraying some fire at us. You can see I get started on fire, but I put that out real quick.
Ship is on fire.
There's the Mogami right there. So it wasn't the Mogami, maybe that was the Fletcher doing that. And I'm just going to try to get behind this island and get away from that spray of fire.
Engine boost activated. Problem solved, sir.
So now I'm going to just wait for the Massachusetts to come out from behind the island. He is looking like he is down on health. He's looking pretty thin. And here, that actually looked like a good shot, I thought. And I think he's moving away. I didn't get anywhere near the score that I thought I would, but I am up to almost 30,000 already. So here I'm going to take a total estimation of where I think the ship is going to be, and I take my shot, and we'll see how close I am in my estimation. And that was a bunch of hits right there, 4 hits, and we're up to 36,000 damage, so that is pretty good. And there's this Massachusetts, I believe it was the one that was backing up earlier, so he's now going forward, and I've basically stopped moving. I'm going backwards a little bit, but I'm going to use the cover of the island to try to take some shots at this guy. There was 4 more hits. I'm up to almost 50,000 already, so that's a pretty good score for almost 5 minutes in. And here he's moving away, and this is very difficult to get a good shot when the ship is angled like that, when the enemy ship is angled. And none of these shots are good. But that Massachusetts, he looks like he's going, at first it looked like he was going backwards, but I think he's going forward.
Torpedoes to port.
And you can see I took a shot at him even though I had the indicator that the island was in the way. And some rounds did get through, so I'm glad I moved out of that previous location, because that Fletcher was definitely either targeting me or the Cleveland. So here is this Fletcher that beached himself, and if anyone knows what kind of camo this is, go ahead and leave a comment in the comments. Looks kind of cool, but I really don't know what kind of camo that is, so I was hoping to get a better score. I only got a few thousand damage on that. I'm going to take one more shot at him before I concentrate on Massachusetts, and maybe the Yamato will be coming around the island by now.
Engine boost deactivated.
Alright, so my speed boost is on a cooldown, and this Yamato is coming down around the island, and this is not great because I don't have any speed boost to get away from him. I could have used a speed boost to accelerate away or try to accelerate away. I did get a hit on him. I'm up to 56,000 damage, but this guy will take me out almost immediately if I give him my broadside, and I am trying to do my best to not do that. So here he does hit me for 5,200. I do get 3 more hits for 68,000 damage, which is really good on this ship. I think it's my high score on the Georgia to this point. And I'm just going to try to move away as quick as possible. You can see on the mini-map, I'm getting really close to the border, but right here at this time, I don't really realize that yet. Eventually, I'm going to get stuck on the border, and I'm going to have a huge problem. But for now, I'm just trying to evade the Yamato and not give him my broadside when I'm reloading my guns. So as you can see there, I moved away from him. Now that the guns are loaded, I'm going to move back around to the left. And I'm just going to play that the zigzagging game, where as I'm reloading, I'm going to go to the right, go to the other way. When I'm loaded, I'm going to go to the left and take my shot and just keep zigzagging back and forth and try to play this game with them. And you can see I'm still getting some hits on the Yamato. I'm up to 80,800. This is great. And after he fires, I know I've got at least 30 seconds before he's going to fire again. So I've got some time here. I can wait for these shells to reload. And here you can see I've hit the edge of the border. And now I feel I am in huge trouble. I'm basically stuck. And I am just a sitting duck right here. I've got 24 seconds before my speed boost reloads and or recharges, and I could hit it and accelerate away from there. But for right now, I am just stuck. I'm like a fly on fly paper, and this looks like a good grouping that I'm afraid is going to take me out big time. And he gets me for probably 10,000 damage. And here I'm just going to keep trying to hit this guy. Take a shot there, and that is a good hit. That took a bunch of health off of him. I'm up to 91,108. That is awesome.
Engine boost activated.
Look like it took 2 bars off of him. And this looks like a good lineup. I don't really understand why he's still so close to me when he has that little health. But he doesn't move away, and he's here for me to try to take him out. I've got more health than he does, I think, so this looks like it's going to be a good shot for me. There I hit the speed boost finally, and you can see I am now starting to accelerate away. I'm away from the border, and I am moving out. As these guns come around, I'm holding the trigger down so they immediately fire as soon as they come within range. And there, I get the kill. That is awesome. I never thought that I would take out a Yamato with the Georgia. There you go. Victory. The battle's ended. We win. 284,000 credits, 93,000 damage. Got a Dreadnought medal. That is awesome. 1 destroyed ship. 1 Citadel hit. 41 target hits. Well, there you go. That's it for the Georgia. I think it can be a great ship if you learn how to play it, and it is definitely on my mind. This is the Jaguar. I'll see you on the high seas. Thanks for watching. Hit subscribe if you like it.